Another quick observation, folks. This is a bunch of scrub here in front of us, but all through that field area is saw palmetto. Acres and acres and acres out here on a preserve. Just wanted to show you where that dark honey comes from. And again, the tool of the trade is these bucket filters. Fit right on standard 5-gallon buckets. They come in 600 micron, 400 micron, and 200 micron. Inside that bucket is a 200 micron filter, and that really allows a lot of the pollen to go through, but it filters out the very fine bee particles and wax, things of that nature. Lots of flavor in that wax. That's some dark honey. I love it. So what you're looking at here is a little hobby beekeeping hacking here. This is a bucket filter. I've mentioned it before. That's a decapping tank. The wax cappings fall on the top piece. There's holes and the honey collects on the bottom. Right now I'm draining the honey, as you can see. But this is the hack I'm talking about. These bucket filters are great because they attach to any normal 5-gallon bucket, but they also take up space. When that filter is in the bucket, it takes up, all that headroom. So what I do is I get some shims and I place the filter above the bucket so it doesn't weeble and wobble. Make sure it kind of drizzles out slowly. It's a slow process. And that way the honey will just kind of seep in there. Instead of having to dirty up multiple buckets, if it falls, it's going to make a huge mess. So you'll see I got cardboard down. Pull a couple supers. Use the old trusty Dedant 2-frame manual extractor. This also works as a storage tank. Hey, what's going on there, folks? Welcome back. So I just wanted to do another video of all these dang bees. I didn't go queen hunting in these swarms, so I'd really like to find a queen if I can. There could be virgins. All I know is that this nuke is absolutely stuffed with a lot of bees. There were some foundationless frames in there, so you can see I have a 10 frame set up here. I got some partially drawn frames to use from dead outs. So for now I'm just gonna put that swarm in a bigger box and then we can relocate them, and if I can find the queen, great. I'll go ahead and mark her. Oh, I missed her. Oh, I missed her. The queen just marched in the box, folks. She's a big, slender, dark, black, gorgeous queen. But they're marching into the box. I basically just got them all in there. They're probably about freaking 8 seams worth of bees that we're trying to fit in that nuke, so no wonder why they're bearding up. But they're good now. Now I'll let them orient, and I can just easily ratchet strap that around and get them moved out, and I'll reuse this swarm trap for the next one. Have I ever mentioned how hot it is down here in Florida? Good Lord. I'm just covered in sweat. It ain't even freaking 10 o'clock in the morning. Hey, it's Sunday, folks, and guess what that means? It's another day of catching swarms here. This is my back door from my garage there. Here's some old bee equipment I just got thrown out. Not throwing it out, but I'm just setting it out here to sort it out and whatnot. We got activity going on down there. Nothing going on down there. A little piece of burr comb here. And we got a lot of frantic in and out. Is there anything under the box? Let's check. Nope, nobody's moved in yet. Looks like maybe scouting party. So again, it's fixing here to start raining. Early afternoon thunderstorms. So we'll see what happens. So the disadvantage of using old, rundown beekeeping equipment to catch swarms is that the equipment is old and run down. So when it comes to inspecting those bees, if you're dealing with frames that are falling apart and don't have ears on the ends of them and boxes that are warped and cracked all over, you try to relocate those bees anywhere and your equipment's either going to break and fall apart or the bees are going to get agitated and come busting out. So what I'm doing now is I give the bees a couple of days to get settled, and then I try to get them into decent equipment that'll, be flush and kind of hold together so I can at least move them, relocate them. I mean, you'd think it seems kind of obvious, but if you're a new beekeeper, limited on equipment, you kind of don't think about this stuff when it happens in the heat of the moment. But you can kind of see the bees are using the warped top corner. And then on the bottom corner, you can kind of see that'll be a nice alternate entrance. So that box ain't gonna cut it. This box really ain't the best to use for a production environment. Good swarm trap material, so ideally I just want to transfer the frames. Obviously these bees can't be 20 frames large. It's not that huge of a swarm. So right next to them I have this box I cleaned out here. The bees are harvesting the propolis. So the idea here is I'm just gonna open it up, transfer the frames, really not try to pay attention to find the queen. I just want to move the bees into a good box, put the lid on it, and then let them go. It's fixing here to rain in a couple of hours, so that's okay. If it rains, I'll move them in the rain. They ain't gonna fly. Otherwise, I'll move them tonight. But let me see if I can go ahead and get this done. And ideally, I want to get that colony over there strapped up, maybe reduced, to see what's going on. Yep, and they just told me no. As soon as I took that lid off, they just come boiling right out of there. Of course, I'm not using any smoke. I gotta get them out of there. They can't stay in that box, either of those boxes, so TBD. Treat it like a removal, basically, when there's old equipment. I just lifted up the frames, smoked them gently, transferred the frames that had the most bees on it one by one, shook the bees off the other frames that really weren't being drawn out. Like this stuff. This is typical. See what happens? I hate foundation beekeeping. I hate it. You can coat it with wax. It's going to be hit and miss sometimes. This obviously didn't have enough wax on it. The bees didn't like it. If you dip it in wax, that'll work, but foundationless beekeeping is pretty fun, but it's challenging. You got to be on top of your bees, which I am not. All right, folks, so here comes the rain. I got these 3 swarms all ratchet strapped, ready to go. This colony here I did reduce down. I took out that bottom box and I put basically just the active box on a bottom board, so they're good to go. This was a double deep. Now they're a solid, strong 10 frames of bees ready to go there. I have not checked the queens. I didn't see a queen in either of these. I didn't really look for them, so I'm just gonna move these. We'll look for a queen later. So this was a really strong single, and they had about 8 frames of bees inside there, so they're really settling down now. I just need to throw a strap over them and move them. This one here, yeah, this is number 5, so I'll strap these up and move them. Let's go see if we have any more activity back there that we saw earlier. We ain't got much going on there, or in the bottom box. Hey, that's an awful lot of bees. Do we even dare to take a peek under the lid? Yep, I suspect. So yeah, yay, another swarm of bees.